Welcome back, Shalligators, Swifties. Are you guys okay? Are you okay? I'm not okay. I'm not okay because Matty Healy, the king of periodontal disease, is engaged. This fucking stunt queen, I can't with him. I can't with him. I am... Let me just say up front here, this is not going to be a video where I display any sort of like kindness towards him or his fiance. Okay, so if you're looking for the high road, you are looking in the wrong place. All right? The only time I take the high road is when I need to fire down on someone below me. All right? It's nothing more than a perching position to be worse. It is low roads only. So just in case you thought this is going to be I'm happy for him, I'm not. And as one of you girls said last time we talked about these two in the comment section, that his aunt was like, he's very happy. She said, as if anyone wants him to be happy, right? Nobody wants this asshole to be happy. Like my lungs are shutting down. I can't even handle this. We're going to talk about this ridiculous situation that Taylor's ex Situationship is now in, and what it's like when you date a guy who can't commit and then he does. I'm going to be honest with you. There's only going to be a little advice in here because I feel like we've talked about situationships so much. This might just be a rant. It just might be a rant with a lot of pictures because Matty and his fiance, I want to give both of them a fucking blood transfusion. I don't know what's going on here. We're going to get into it, but before we do, guys, I've got some bad news for you. Got some bad news. Our Amalfi Coast trip is sold out. I'm sorry if you wanted to come to Amalfi and you were like, yeah, I'm going to think about it. Maybe I will. It's too late. It's done. I'm sorry. However, I've always got some good news. We're always going to turn a negative into a positive. We still have one Italy trip that you can come on. It is actually a little bit later in the year. Early October, we're going to Rome, Tuscany, Florence. It's great if you've never been to Italy because you're going to see all the highlights, the Vatican, the museums, the Roman Forum, plus all of the cool local hotspots. You're going to see the things like the cultural things that you have to see as a tourist in Italy, but you're not going to eat at the tourist traps. You're not going to stay at the tourist hotels. You're going to go to the really cool local curated places because we've got some amazing locals who have planned this whole trip. And listen though, you really just need to do something for yourself. That's why I do these trips because friends don't take it off the group chat. You're always thinking like someday I'll go to Italy, someday. Why not now? What if that day was now? What if you had something to look forward to in the fall because you're not really doing anything this summer? I think we also have the like school mindset where it's like summer break. What am I going to do over the summer? It's like nothing. I'm going to do exactly what I do every other day, which is work, take care of the things I need to. Maybe it's my family, my boyfriend, whatever. Don't you deserve something to look forward to? This. They're all ages. This is for every age, every race. You can, if you live in Europe, absolutely you can join. It's not like for Americans or whatever. We always have a lot of Euro chickadees, so it's going to be great. Okay, let's talk Taylor and Matty. I'm going to be self-soothing a lot in this video by touching my hair because I'm so... As we know, Taylor engaged in a very, how should we say, memorable situationship with Matty Healy. Yes, with the teeth. Lead singer of the 1975, who? Like, sorry, but fucking who? Compared to her, who? Which I'm sure was a factor in why this romance never really took flight because men don't want to date up. And that's true for non-celebrities. You factor in fame. And I mean, guys just can't really handle it. Guys can't handle it. So they dated from May to June last year. And in September, he was spotted kissing this model named Gabriette. JK, that's not her name. Her name is Gabriella. Cool. I was like, oh, Gabriette. At least she's got a cute name. She fucking made it up. It's not even real. It's not even real. They got together and Taylor, same month in September, got together with Travis Kelce. let's look at some pictures. Let's first look at Taylor. Here's Taylor. Yeah. Okay. And here's Matt. Okay. And here's Taylor and Travis Kelce. Here's Travis Kelce. So this is who Taylor moved on with. Okay. Yeah. Yes, daddy. You Pfizer cuck. Okay. We love you though. You're hot. And you seem cool. I mean, like a golden retriever that you can text, but I'm into it. Now let's look at who Matt Healy moved on with. Has anyone won a breakup harder than Taylor won that one? Like if this was like a battle in the history of wars, would this not be some sort of nuclear incineration? Like Travis compared to whatever Gabriette's, whatever the fuck I'm looking at. What a model. And she's an actual model. She's modeled for David Yurman, Levi's. Oh, let's see the Levi campaign. Nice tattoos. Which gas station do you live at? What is this? The eyebrows. She looks so unhealthy. I'm sorry, but her and Matt Healy, they look like drug addicts. Send me a cease and desist if you want, dude. Like, you guys, you should know what aesthetic you're cultivating. You look like strung out junkies. Not even like cool drug addicts. I don't understand when this, like the random smattering of like rat tattoos became such a thing. You know, I love Hailey Baldwin. I think her tattoos on her fingers and all her little, I think they're so bad. I think they're so trashy. They're like distracting. I just don't like them. Same with Ariana Grande. I hate them. I would rather see a big ass sleeve than like, she looks trashy. And you know what? So does he. So when I look at it that way, it's like, wow, maybe these two have found their perfect match. But I need to dunk on them a little bit more because fuck them. That's why. I'm not happy for any of these people. Well, I'm happy for Taylor and Travis. Here's what I love. When this girl who is cultivating this like meth chola vibe with the eyebrows and this like, please help me finish these sentences in the comments. Please. Because and it's like, oh, they're so alternative. And yet here they are doing the most traditional thing in the world, which is getting married. Before the golden retriever couple, Taylor and Travis, they're not engaged. But let's talk about this engagement, shall we? She announced it on Instagram so the drummer or something in the 1975 is engaged to Charlie XCX. That poor girl. Okay. And so Gabriette went to the show, like Charlie's show, to celebrate Charlie's new album, which is called Brat. And then decides to go Instagram official with this engagement announcement. Marrying the 1975 is very brat. With her hand against a woman's butt, showcasing, one of 30 prison tattoos that she did herself based on a rub-on tattoo she got out of a vending machine. And everyone's like, whoa, it's a black diamond. Do you want to know about black diamonds? Do you want me to tell you about black diamonds? They're cheap. Black diamonds range from $300 to $1,500 per carat. An actual diamond, a colorless diamond, ranges from $2,000 to $25,000 per carat. They're fucking cheap. And they look like they're from Claire's Accessories, okay? Because in my opinion, you want to talk about brat, Gabriette? You don't know a brat till you've met me. It's not about your eyebrows. It's about your unending disdain. And believe me, I've got you beat in that category. Thanks for giving me so much ammo with this awful engagement ring. It's like, oh, he made it for her. Did he pay with a 20 and get change back? Love it. Also, her hand against another woman's ass. Like, all of this, all I'm looking at is trash. I'm sorry, even the color and the font, even the fucking color and the font. You know what this says to me? This person doesn't seem like she has even a vague concept of what marriage would mean. Again, it's like, you're so alternative. Oh my God, it's a woman's butt and a thong and a weird diamond. And yet we're so traditional. We're going to walk down the aisle and say vows to God and a priest. Which is it? Which is it? Are you traditional or are you the queen of Spencer's gifts? I just can't tell. And then his mother chimes in. She's like always on this talk show, which is, I guess, the UK equivalent of The View. Loose Women. It just seems like a turkey hen house. We couldn't be happier then. She is everything I would want in a daughter-in-law. I'm thrilled. That's how I imagine she talks. No one correct me. She's everything I would want in a daughter-in-law. What's this lady's name? Denise? Are you okay? Denise, what happened? When did you give up? Everything you want in a daughter-in-law. You know who everyone wants as a daughter-in-law? An Ole Miss sorority girl named Ashley, spelled the weird way, who loves Jesus and her dad and her brother Chip and her dog Cooper, and she just wants a bunch of kids. And you know what? Oh my gosh, Miss Barbara, I would love to go play pickleball with you. Only, how about this though, Miss Barbara? Only if I can have your special coleslaw recipe so I can make it for your son. You know, I just want to make him as happy as you used to make him. That is who you want as your daughter-in-law. That's who everyone wants as their daughter-in-law. If I could somehow have that girl as my daughter-in-law, I would. If Cowboy could marry Ashley from Ole Miss, that's who I'd want. You don't want this thing. And also, what a shade to Taylor. I'm sorry. The only reason anyone is asking this woman's opinion on her priorly barely famous son, again, compared to Taylor, he might be famous amongst, like, you know, everyone who's snorting Adderall in a Lower East Side bathroom. But to the rest of the world, it's like, who? The only reason anyone's asking her fucking opinion is because of Taylor. The woman who you're indirectly shading by saying, oh yeah, Gabriette is everything I could want. Because you know what I don't want in a daughter-in-law? Eyebrows. Just like I really never wanted my son to be introduced to dental floss. It just really freaked me out that could potentially be something in his life. And it's ironic that he's now going to marry a woman with brows that are shaped like dental floss. You know how I am about teeth. And now you know how I am about eyebrows. I hate these people. So I am in a very similar position to Taylor at the moment. Not in that I'm dating a giant, sexy football player, but in that my ex situationship, to the tune of like years, on and off, years. I was never officially his girlfriend. Yeah, so don't worry, he has an official girlfriend, and she has tattoos on her face. She has those giant spacers in her ear. Yeah, those. Gigantic. Like a 50-cent piece. Cover tattoos. So when I look at Matty Healy and Gabriette, I feel triggered, okay? I feel triggered. But you know, water seeks its same level, doesn't it? Birds of a feather flock together. Birds of a feather flock together. We talk a lot about pigeons versus eagles, don't we? It's been a while since we brought it up. Perhaps we need to refresh a course. What a wonderful time. Us alpha females, we're eagles. We're the top of the food chain. We're apex predators. And that means we don't always run in a pack. And that's kind of why I do things like the Shallon Entourage, like our community, why I do these trips. It's like, it is hard for us to connect with people because we're rare. We are rare birds. And when we try to blend in with the birds that are more common that do run in packs, pigeons, they actually don't want very much to do with us. I'd rather eat gum off the ground. I'm going to get hit by a car. And even though an eagle is a superior animal and could teach a pigeon a thing or two, The pigeon's like, whoa! They just scatter. They don't want anything to do with the eagle because they don't trust it. And they know in a way that the eagle might not even know that sooner or later, that pigeon gonna get eaten up. That pigeon can't fly as high as the eagle. That pigeon can't keep up. It can't pull a salmon out of a river in Alaska. An eagle can. And so the pigeon doesn't even want the reminder. It doesn't even want to know that eagles exist. Stay away from me. I will live here on top of this statue in Philadelphia, pooping uncontrollably and eating cigarette butts. This is my life. This is what I've chosen. And if they see an eagle coming towards them, they gone. And the people we date, the people we try to be friends with, no difference at all. That ex, his new girlfriend, pigeons. Being around me, being around an eagle was a little bit too much contrast for him. It's a little bit too much, ugh, I really got to step it up to be with her. He doesn't have to step up shit to be with a felon. She is. Wrong place, wrong time. No. I'd say based on aesthetics, that absolutely tracks. Anyway, and it's tough for me to watch her living what I was like wanting for so long. You're his girlfriend? You're Instagram official with him? Like what? I was trying to fix him. I was trying to unlock this version of him that was there's everything you seem to be getting without doing anything. And then you know what? I saw him the other day. Then we grabbed a drink because we're cool. And I got the inside scoop. And guess what? No, he's not different. He actually might be worse because she requires nothing. Nothing positive anyway. She requires drama, substances, toxicity, relentless attention, constant validation. Oh, she requires nothing good though. And he's exhausted. And it was good for me to like get the data that like, yeah, this version I thought that is like magic. No. But it's still painful. But I go back to the idea that like that actually, he's with her for a reason. That is on some level how he sees himself. He sees an equal there. And that's what fucks you up. It's like, I'm not good enough. I wasn't good enough for you. This thing with those eyebrows and these Post Malone tattoos. This is your partner? But what does that say about these people? What does that say about them? What does it say about Matt Healy that he went from Taylor Swift to this girl? She has a tramp stamp. A lot of people have tramp stamps, but hers is bad and dumb. And that is maybe the most painful thing of all that you have to confront. That this man that you loved and that you chased and that you longed for, that he was actually not ever anything special when it came down to it. And all of that cosmic love, right? That you felt, what was that based on? All of this specialness and this uniqueness that you saw in him, and you're like, this is who you actually are? This is bad. And then you're like, why did I get bamboozled like this? Was he a con man? Am I that easily conned? Was I so desperate for love or attention or to feel seen or validation or creativity that I just got ensnared with this inferior, mediocre loser? And then we must look at the concept of a hurt locker, where it is, sometimes it's that you want to be these people. It's not that you want to date them always. Like, I think Taylor Swift, she's always gotten her heart broken by the Matty Healy types. I have to take this. No, I won't take it off. She always gets her heart broken by John Mayer, right? Matt Healy, Jake Gyllenhaal. They're sort of the tortured poets. Oh boy. They're the tortured poets, obviously. Why? Why is that so enticing to her? Because it's like, yes, and her documentary is called Miss Americana. Why does Miss Americana go for someone like Matt Healy? Because she wants to be him. Why? Because he can do anything. He's artistic and he's dark and moody, and no one's like, cringe, clown, faker. Bleh. No one calls a dark and moody man crazy. They call him daddy. Lord Byron. This shit isn't new. Elvis. James Dean. He was gay, but you love the brooder. We love the bad boy. And when you're viewed as the quintessential good girl, no shit, you love the bad boy. You want the freedom that comes with just being insane and toxic and never flossing and just smoking and driving. You love that. How? Wow. So when I look at my exes, I see them as the hurt locker, the ones I can't get over. It's like I see that I wanted to be you in some ways. I envied you. Anyway, let us continue. Did you ever see the movie When Harry Met Sally? Ugh, it's so good. But Sally, Meg Ryan, she has this meltdown because she finally breaks up with her boyfriend, Joe, and they'd been together for a long, long time, and they never had kids, they never got married. And she is hysterical because like 6 months they had been broken up, not even, and he's engaged to his secretary. And she's like, it's not that he never wanted to get married, it's that he didn't want to marry me. Broke my heart. That scene broke my heart. Because you're like, ugh. That is the monster under the bed with a situationship. Or with any man who's not giving us what we want. We tell ourselves he can't. And then he does. Just not to us. And it pulls your soul out of your chest. It just, because a bunch of things happen. Crying, eating, a little light stalking, just nothing a district attorney would have that much of an issue with. But mostly you wonder, what kind of clown am I? How did I not see this? Or maybe I did see it. Maybe I knew the whole time that he just isn't that into me. Like the book and the movie says, he's just not that into you. That's why. Of course he can get married. Of course he can have a girlfriend. Of course he can bring someone flowers. Of course. Let me tell you something though. You know what else men can do? You know what else? Yeah, they can commit. They can get married. They can bring flowers. They can also lie. They can also lie, girl. Matt Healy is lying. I'm sorry. I don't believe that in 3 months, let's say a year, okay? Because it was a year ago that they dated, him and Taylor, and now he's engaged. I do not think that that man can go from piece of shit fuckboy to stable husband. And we need to remember that what we see on social media is just a fraction of the story. Because what we're gonna do when we see our ex situationship or relationship move on in such a huge way is we're gonna go to that girl's page and we're gonna see her living our life. She's gonna be having the time of our lives, isn't she? And we're gonna go absolutely fucking bananas. We're gonna go bananas. But you know what? All of the things he didn't do with you, he's not doing with her, girl. He's not. When you had a bad day and you just really needed him to like pull you in and give you a hug and kiss you on the forehead and be like, you are the smartest, bestest girl in the world, okay? No one is gonna fuck with you. I've got your back. We are a team. You're my partner. He's not doing that for her. He's not. There is a fly in this room. It's driving me crazy. For this, I will take your life. There's 5 other rooms in this house. I'm trying to film. So if you hear a buzz, it's just my arch nemesis. It's probably an enemy I hate who's come back to haunt me. He's not doing the things that you always wanted to. You did not fix him into perfection just to like blow him into the next dimension with this new girl. He's not. He is who he is. You know how I know this? Because I guarantee you that when your relationship with him ended, he did not have these, oh my God, I should have just texted her, good morning, princess. Baby, you're right. You're right. I see what that meant to you. And I see how hurtful it was that I never did it. You're right. I should have just had your back when you were in that fight with your coworker instead of being like, whoa, and playing devil's advocate. Did your dude say that? No. Because if he had, you'd still be with him. If he had had those moments of, wow, I really messed this up. She's right. I'm inconsistent and gaslighty and hurtful. If he had had those realizations, you would still be together. It would have worked out. Because he didn't have them, why would you think suddenly he turned into Prince Charming with this new girl? Well, because that's how love works, Shallon. No, it's not. It's actually not. I just don't believe that. Yeah, when a guy meets the one, they do step it up. But do they radically change their communication style? I don't think so. When I married my husband, or when I had my loves and long-term relationships, I asked them, do you think you communicate with me way different than you did with other girls? I always am sure to ask guys this. And they're like, no. They're like, I do more for you because I love you. I see now that those other girls I wasn't in love with, but I was never lying or gaslighting or flaking on plans or just using them for sex. I was dating them, but not as frequently. They did not undergo a night and day transformation. They didn't. A villain doesn't become a hero overnight. And this is part of the spook story that we as women tell ourselves. This is a very corrosive thing we say, that we alone have this alchemy power over men to just transform them. We fucking don't. And we have to get out of this mindset, because here's where that mindset takes us. I can fix him. I just need to love him back to life, right? Ooh, he's broken over this ex-girlfriend. I very recently walked away from a man who I loved a lot, okay? Because I couldn't fix him. I couldn't put him back together from the various things that have happened in his life recently, long ago, whatever. And I'm old enough to know that I can't do that. But I had to learn that the very, very, very hard way, because in the past I would have stuck around forever, for as long as trying to fix and heal and advise and this and that, to unlock this version of him that was perfect. And you know who unlocks that? He does. You know how I know that? We unlock our own version. Men don't love us back to life. We've talked about this recently in the Diddy video about what abusers look for in their victims, and that's one of them. This pathology, this vibe of a woman who's like, I just need to be loved back to life. They're like, wow. Because if he can do that to you, guess what? He owns you. He identifies himself as the way home, as the only portal to happiness that you're going to find. So listen, at best, any woman who can do that to men is toxic and abusive. Meghan Markle. And what is that man? Weak. Just a bitch. I'm sorry, just a bitch. I hate these love stories where it's like, I was a rascal till I met her. Fuck you. Don't put that on her. Maybe say, you know what? I decided to grow up, turn myself into the kind of man a woman would actually want to be with, that a good quality, high value woman would want to be with. And then she came into my life. That's the story you hear women saying. Men don't seem to want to say that. The guy I'm dating now actually does have that story, which is why I'm with him and not the ex. Because he's very focused on always being his best. And he took a big old hiatus, like therapy, working out, putting himself through it to become the best version of himself. And guess who he gets to date? Me. What a prize. So no, we don't unlock some version of a man. We don't. And this sucks because believe me, I wish we did, because if anyone could figure out the formula, I could. And I would tell it to you. I would charge you money for it, but I would tell it to you. I wouldn't gatekeep it. Be behind a paywall though. But no, that's not how it works. I can tell you how to seduce a man. I can get you pretty close. But if a guy is not ready to commit, you can have a Victoria's Secret model sitting on his face and he's just gonna be like, It's just, they have to be ready. They just have to be ready. And I find it very hard to believe that Matt Healy, who's 35 and looks like he's 1,000, I don't know. I just think he's lying. I think he's lying. I think that this is a publicity stunt. I think it is for both of them, because who the fuck was she, right? Who the fuck was she? Who cares about her? Would her announcement make the news? Unless she tried to shoot the president, I don't think so. So I think they're both like, yeah, let's get engaged. What does that even mean to us? Nothing. What does floss mean to us? Nothing. Also nothing. What does under eye concealer mean? Nothing. So I say again, seeing this happiness from your ex and his new bitch, don't believe it. She's disappointed the same way you were. The same way. Maybe not yet. Maybe not yet. But they'll get there. And you know, once she does, there's going to be a marriage contract in place. There might even be a baby. That's another sickening thing. And I actually just talked about this in the Shallon because an ex that wow, you guys over there saw me cry about him a year and a half ago because he was not ready for a relationship. He had, well, that's what I thought, because he was like barely divorced. Guess what he just did? He had a baby. Like, it's here. It was a year and a half ago we dated. And he was crying, literally crying, because he was like so messed up from his divorce. And now he has a new family. And boy, oh boy, did I take that well. Because I'm like, why? Why her? What did she say to you to fix you? What did she not say? What did I say to keep you so broken? Why couldn't I do this? I've seen her. She wears her hair. It doesn't matter how, because it doesn't matter. Anyway, she wears like ribbed turtlenecks. I can't with it. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Let's just say I'm the tailor in this scenario. And you know, my friends were like, he's not fixed. He's not fixed. He's not better. He's still in his healing journey. I mean, he was just like an emo mess. I was like, ugh. I still really, really cared about him though. And it's hard for me to think like, what the fuck? Even if he was going to be ready for another baby, because he already has kids, let's say he was totally ready for it when they got pregnant, which I'm sure was an accident, like, okay, 9-10 months ago. Why couldn't we have stayed together? If you were that close to being ready for all of this, why did you throw our relationship away? And the monster under the bed tells me, right? The horrible boogeyman is like, he was ready. He just didn't want it with you. Okay. Okay. But let's reframe this. Is that likely? I actually think he wasn't ready. And true. Both of those things are true. He wasn't ready, but he also didn't want to be with me. All right. That I can at least get my head around and move on to the next thought, which is he's still not ready, but they just had an accident and here we are. Here we are. He's not fixed and healed. She didn't do something to him that put him back together. She is not in possession of this magical recipe that eludes you. She's not. She's not. And neither is your ex's new bitch. She's not, girl. That man is more or less exactly who he was. And let's just say he wasn't into you all that much. Okay? Why did he have to treat you so bad? Why did he have to treat you so bad? If he treated you lousy and then moved on and suddenly he's in this relationship, like, he's a bad person. A good person would be like, hey, I think we're on different pages. They would just break up. It would be clean. It wouldn't be fun, but it would be clean. That's not a fuckboy. That's simply a breakup. And those things happen. Those things happen. Okay? He wouldn't have been stringing you along. If that's what he did, he is absolutely not different with this new person. But let's say this wasn't a situationship. Let's say it was like when Harry met Sally, when they were in a full-on relationship. And suddenly it's like, you were in a full-on relationship and he just bounces into the next big thing. This happened to one of my friends here. She got divorced and 6 months later, her husband had knocked someone up and he married her and now they're on their second kid. And my friend is still single. I said, babe, the person who moves on the fastest is the one who's not over it. You know how I know that? Because I had a boyfriend after my divorce within 3 weeks. I was not over it. I was not processing it. I was not willing to sit in those feelings. I was not willing to face the stark reality of what life is like on my own when I never thought I was going to be alone ever again in my life, and I was. So I was like, no, I'm not. No. And I dated a 21-year-old. I know. Just right out of Central Casting. Right. He was beautiful. Joe, I love you. He's great. He's great. Oh, God. I did it. I can tell you. No, I wasn't over it. You know, I was wallpapering. And maybe I'm not saying I wanted to be with my husband. That's not what I'm saying. I wasn't processing my feelings, you know, and that meant I was not growing as a person. And so that meant, still means, my husband could easily and accurately look at me and be like, she's a clown. Thank God I'm not married to her. Look how immature she is. Wow. This to me, this moving on with this college hockey player is proof positive she does not have what it takes to be a wife. And if he thought that, he would have been right. That's right. I didn't. 100%. And so I want you to look at your ex who moves on and is suddenly making this amazing commitment that he just couldn't do with you with that exact same energy. Wow. This feels like exactly the data I needed that you are, in fact, an emotional midget. I'm not saying it's not going to hurt. And I'm not saying you need to put this toxic positivity spin on it. I don't even care. Of course you care. I care. I care still about the ferret, the guy that I did, who has a baby now. Because like a baby, it's like there's no going back, you know? Engagements fall apart and people get divorced. A baby is something different. It's just, I mean, yeah, they could break up and they could have joint custody, whatever. But it will never be, that will always be on the record, you know? Like a marriage, it's like, that marriage happened. She's not a part of our lives. There's no imprint left. Baby leaves an imprint. Like there's just, It's different. It's different. And that's fucking brutal. It's brutal when we see that. I mean, I still dread when all of my exes, and I mean going back to like my 20s, when I will find out if they have kids, it's like, not that I would want them back, but it's a threshold that is crossed. And you can't uncross it. You can't unring the bell. You can undo almost anything in life outside of a baby, because they are such a blessing. So if that is what you're dealing with, God, girl, I feel you. I feel you. Come in the Shallontourage. We've got you. Like, if you need to really, like, if you are in this, we talk about this all the time. And we offer each other some amazing advice. I mean, I talk about it because I feel like every time I turn a corner, I see some ex like, so happy with my inferior, with an absolute inferior. So yeah, join the Shallontourage. It's our little community, and it's like bad bitches. Bad bitches. The link's down there. You can save 25%. Anyway, but I will leave you with this, and I will reiterate what I said. Girl, he's not different. All of the bullshit is still there. All the disappointment that you feel, she's gonna feel it too. And like I said, she's in a lot deeper, maybe. Tell me what you guys think about this. Have you been there? I'm sure that you have. I'm sure you dated someone who has broken up with you and dated someone else, and wow, living your dreams. What do you tell yourself? I mean, let's just talk about it. Okay, let's talk about it. Like I said, Amalfi trip is sold out, but we have one Italy trip, I think 3 or 4 spaces left. It's going to sell out. Hurry, hurry, hurry. I would love to have you guys on these trips. They're going to be so fun. We're going to see the best that Italy has to offer. You're going to make some friends. You're going to make some alpha female friends who just are going to be there for you. That's what these trips are about. Like, yeah, we see some incredible things, but we make some incredible connections. And there's not going to be a chance to do this like in your day-to-day life, where you get to meet 12 amazing alpha females who are so like, not even like-minded, soul-minded. You're going to connect in such a way that is going to be really incredible and special. I always make best friends on these trips, and I'm like, yee, like tingly, thinking like, oh my gosh, like my new besties are on this trip. I can't wait to meet them. So don't miss out. Last few days to book, link down below, and I will see you later, Shalligators.